Hi there, welcome back. I hope you had a look at the submission video that we played right at the beginning, and it made a lot of sense on how you're going to go ahead and make all of your submissions from now on. Yeah, all right. So let me introduce you to today's class, and let's continue with the second class of our course. So, in the last class, we went ahead and drew a bunch of leaves as part of our botanical drawing and sketching and painting and all of that course. And in today's class, we're going to go ahead and learn how to draw a few flowers. Now, last class we learned how to draw 8 leaves, but the leaves were something on the easier side, and there was some basic drawing that I wanted you to start off with so that you could go ahead and learn how to do more and more complicated drawing from now on. So in today's class, I want to go ahead and tackle that complicated drawing. Since you've already practiced all of your curves and you've gone ahead and practiced all of your, strokes here and there with your pencil, I feel now you're good enough to go ahead and start learning how to draw some beautiful flowers. So these flowers are going to be, like proper flowers like dandelion, tulip, those kind of flowers that I want you to go ahead and learn. And I feel like I've made it really, really simple and easy for you to go ahead and draw them out. Now, something that I discussed last class as well, and I want you to remember in this class as well, is that one, I'm going to go ahead and pick the top 10 students if you make all of your submissions. So if you make a submission and it's wonderful and beautiful for each class, I'm going to go ahead and pick the top 10, and you want to be part of that top 10, right? So that's the first thing that I wanted you to remind you about. And the second thing that I wanted to remind you about is that you will get a certificate at the end of the course if you go ahead and attend all of the 8 classes and make all of your submissions. So make sure to do that because I want all of you to get your submissions. I want all of you to get your certificates. All right. Okay, so let's get started with today's class. Like I mentioned, we're just drawing flowers today. So I hope you have all of your materials with you. If not, let's go ahead and have a look at all of the materials you need, and you can go ahead and grab all of them right away. Yep, so let's get started. All right. So the first thing that you need, like we used in the last class, is a sheet of paper. So this is 100 GSM or a 150 GSM sheet of paper. If you do not have like a book like I'm using right now, then you can definitely go ahead and use an A4 size sheet of paper. That will also do. Or if you have a drawing book, then go ahead and do it in your drawing book. Whichever you have that you used in the last class, same thing, go ahead and keep it with you. The next thing that you need is a pencil. We used this in the last class as well. Make sure that the tip is sharpened. So I want you to have a nice and sharp pencil so that you can go ahead and make a beautiful and neat drawing. The next thing that you need is a scale because we're going to go ahead and draw that center line today so that, we can divide our page into two and you can go ahead and do a very, very neat drawing. So if you don't have these materials with you right now, I want you to go ahead and grab them. A sheet of paper, a scale, a pencil. If somewhere and last time you felt like you needed to erase a few things here and there, just go ahead and grab your eraser, sharpen your pencil, and I want you to have everything with you right before we get started. All right, I think everybody has everything that they need and we can get started. All right, so let's get started. For the first drawing that we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to draw a dandelion. How many of you have seen what a dandelion is or have, gone ahead and plucked it up and it's that circle that you blow, right? I think all of us at some point of time in our lives have, played with the dandelion or seen it on TV and wished that we could play with it, right? So that's the first thing that we're going to go ahead and draw today. It's going to be a really simple drawing. So follow step by step and you will be good. Yep, let's start. So the first thing that we're going to do before we start drawing the dandelion is I want you to go ahead and divide your sheet of paper into two. So take your scale and right at the center, I want you to go ahead and draw a line. So I'm taking a scale, pencil, right at the center, drawing a line. Perfect. So now you have your two boxes ready. I want everybody to come to this stage where you have two boxes ready. If you made a mistake, no problem, just go ahead, erase it and correct that out, no issues at all. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and start drawing in our first box. So for the first step, I want you to take your pencil and I want you to go ahead and draw a tiny circle and just color that in. So just try to make it inside. It doesn't have to, be any form of shading or anything. You just want to color inside of your circle. Yeah, just like so, inside your circle. Perfect. Now, the next thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and draw a reference line, like basically like a circle, just around your dandelion, which is going to basically go ahead and give you like an idea till where your lines have to go. So your other lines have to go. So let me first show you how to draw the reference line, and then you can worry about the next step. So basically a simple circle, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle because it doesn't matter. So you can see I'm showing you a little bit of a distance, and go ahead and draw a circle. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, so it's okay if you can't draw a perfect circle. Just go ahead and draw a circle that you can draw, just like this. Once you've done drawing the circle, we're going to go ahead and start drawing lines from inside that colored circle, the small colored circle, all the way outside to that outer circle. Okay, so that's going to be our first step. And then we're going to go ahead and draw more lines coming out, but those lines are going to be sometimes shorter or sometimes longer. Okay, because we want to give this whole full effect wherein there are a lot of beautiful lines coming out of the main circle, but it has to be of different distances. So first let's start with the longer lines. So the number of lines is up to you. Just make sure that you have enough gaps left for the other lines as well. So you can see I've done these many. Now I'm going to do a few shorter lines. Yes. Now try to bring yourself to this point wherein you have done some longer lines and some shorter lines, so that it's already looking pretty full. Perfect. I think everybody's done a good job. And now we're just going to go randomly. So some longer, some shorter, however you like, compared to that reference line, some longer, some shorter, however you like, no issues. And we're going to complete up and fill up that whole area. So now you can see my whole area is completely filled up, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So now if you see in a dandelion, they have these kind of small pollens right at the end of, the flower. So the lines we have drawn, but in the ends, we have the pollens that we need to draw. So on this side, on the top, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to draw each pollen, and then we're going to go ahead and replicate that all over. So now let's learn how to go ahead and draw the pollens. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and draw a straight line. Then we're going to draw a slanting line and another slanting line. And now we're going to draw 3 circles on top. Yes, and color them in. So as you can see what I have drawn here, that's going to be a pollen bud, and I want you to be able to draw this and have this reference on the side, because this is what we're going to go ahead and replicate everywhere around all of them. So like I mentioned, all of the pollens. Yes, I think everybody's done a good job. So now let's go ahead and continue drawing all of these pollens right down on each of these edges. So have a look at how I'm doing it. So whatever I've drawn here, in each of those edges, I'm going to draw it here. So I already have my center line. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 2 slanting lines and the 3 dots. So you can see I've done 1, slanting line, dot and dot. Slanting line, dot and dot. So just have a look as to how I have done that here. So look at the three that I have done, and this is exactly what you want to go ahead and do to all of them. So keep this in mind. Yep, I think everybody's done a good job in understanding how to do it. Yes, so now everybody can continue. So for all of them, you want to do this. So take your time in doing it. Be neat and nice. You can see already the dandelion is coming together. It's looking so pretty and so nice. And this is how my piece is looking. Now you can see I have left one or two right there. I'm just going to go ahead and complete those, and I feel like there are a few gaps here and there, and I want to go ahead and finish them up and not leave too many gaps. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do next. Have a look at your picture as well and see if you have any gaps left here and there. I want you to go ahead and fill them up. I don't want you to have some random gaps here and there. That's not making it look nice, right? So now these are the extras that I'm adding in right here. So perfect. You can see I've added in all of the extras right there. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in a few of those dandelions that are flying away. So let's get into drawing that. So right at the top on the side, I'm just going to draw one single bit what we had learned on top. So you can see I did one single bit like we learned on top, separate away from the flower. Like that I'm going to draw three in total. One I've drawn, two more I'm going to go ahead and draw. Perfect. So have a look here. Doesn't it look like it's flying away? Yes, this is what you want it to look like. So any gaps, we filled that up and then we drew three small ones, making it look like it's flying away. Now to complete this picture, we're going to go ahead and draw a line right at the bottom to make it look like, the stalk of the flower. And then I'm going to go ahead and take an eraser, and remember the first circle we drew as a reference. I'm going to go ahead and erase off how much ever I can of that circle. You don't have to erase the whole thing. You don't have to worry about some of the lines being left behind. That's completely okay. It is not compulsory to erase the whole thing out. So here we have our dandelion flower ready. If you have made any mistakes anywhere, just go ahead and correct it out. No problem if you have made mistakes. I want you to correct it out right away, right now. So have a look. Any mistakes, erase it and take your pencil, correct it out because I want your submission to look beautiful, right? Okay. Let's move on now to the next flower that we have for today. It's going to be another super easy flower, and I'm very, very excited again to teach you this flower. The next flower we're going to draw on this side. So this one is going to be a lavender flower, and we're going to be drawing three stalks of the lavender flower. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and draw three curves like I've done here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is the shape that we're going to follow is basically like a balloon shape. So just a simple balloon shape, and that small balloon shape is what is going to make our lavender flower. So we're going to be doing it in sets of threes, fours, and fives. So first let me show you how to do it, and then you can quickly go ahead and do it. You don't have to wait for me, and you have to do it. So you can see I'm going to do the balloon shape. 1, 2, and 3. So you can see how easily I did that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to continue doing that balloon shape all over the stalk. So you can do either 3 of those balloon shapes, 4 of those balloon shapes, 5 of those balloon shapes, no restriction. Just that you want to leave a little gap and you want to keep proceeding down, right? So have a look at how I do it. Yep. So have a look how I'm pointing out right there that we were leaving gaps between each of them. So you don't want to, clump them up because then sometimes it might look a little dirty and it won't look as neat as you like. So, little bit of gaps here and there you do want to leave. Perfect. So you can see there are gaps that I have left, and the bottom part I have left a whole area like a stalk left right there. So how we other flower we had a whole stalk, right? The same way this one will also have a stalk. So the whole top part is covered with the flower buds and the bottom part is left empty. Now that's the same exact thing we're going to go ahead and do for the other two stalks. So again, alternate between 2, 3, 4, 5, how many ever you want. Just make sure to leave enough gaps between each of them and leave a small section in the bottom empty. So if you have made any mistake and you want to correct any part of this out right now, have a look at the picture and correct it out immediately so that we can move on to the next bit of it. Okay, I think everybody's done a good job. So let's all continue with the next bit of it. So take your time while doing this. If you're not able to do it as fast as I am doing it, that's not a problem at all. So always start from the tip, add a few over there and then move on. All right, so now you can see all of my 3 stalks are done and my lavender buds are looking just beautiful. Yeah, so that's exactly how it should be looking right now. So if again, any mistakes, any errors, anywhere you feel like the gap is too big or too small or whatever, make your corrections right away so that your submission later you don't have to worry about it or do any changes. Yep, I think everybody's done a good job. Yes. So if in any spots you feel like, the gap between each of those lavender buds have become too much, just go add some few extra lavender buds here and there so that, it looks more full. And in the bottom, if you haven't left that space of the stalk, how I have left, then just go ahead and erase off those extra ones that you have drawn there right now. Perfect. I think everybody's done a good job. So now for the next part, we're going to go ahead and draw a line right at the bottom, like the ground. For plants, how we go ahead and draw lines right at the bottom. So something like that. something like that we've done here. So line at the bottom to make it look like a plant. Now this I don't want to leave as is, just the lavender buds as is. So I want to go ahead and add in like a few leaves here and there. Now I don't want us to use any complicated leaf or anything. So I just want it to be like simple and easy for you to do. So what we're going to go ahead and do to make it simple and easy for you to do is we're just going to draw some wiggly lines coming out of the soil. Yeah, just wiggly lines. You can go ahead and do it however tall or however short or however small you want to do it, but just some simple wiggly lines. Try not to cover any of the 3 lavender buds that you've done, because then it won't look like lavender, just on the sides. So have a look at how I'm doing it. So as you can see, that's looking perfect. We have like almost like grass looking, leaves coming out of the soil, and that's looking like beautiful, like, a complete lavender plant that we have right there. So again, if you feel like you've left too many gaps, or you feel like, in some spots you can add in some more leaves or anything, immediately just go ahead and do that right now. No problem. I'm going to wait for you for 2 minutes. Okay, I think everybody's done a good job and it's all looking nice and beautiful. So now let's move on to the next 2 flowers that we have to draw. Now, right? So let's get started. The next flower that I'm going to be teaching you is a really, really simple flower. It's a common flower that you see everywhere around. This one I'm not going to name because many flowers look very similar to this and they come in different colors. So you can have it in yellow, green, purple, blue, many colors, and I don't want to name it. So this one is a common flower. So if anybody ever asked you to draw a simple flower, I think you can go ahead and draw this one. So first, before we draw the flower, I want you to go ahead and flip your sheet of paper, and then, or take a fresh sheet of paper, whatever you're using right now, and draw again a center line. So you can divide your sheet into 2 and we can go ahead and draw on either side. So just like this, take your scale, divide your sheet into 2 like I have right here. Yep, perfect. I think everybody's done that. And now let's get started. So like I mentioned, the first flower that we're going to be drawing, we're going to start on this side. So for that, we're going to go ahead and first draw a simple semicircle. So almost like a bowl. So curve and then line on top. So you have like a semicircle right there. Perfect. Now, once you've done your semicircle, I want you to take your pencil and just color that semicircle out. So you can see how I'm doing it right now. After you're done the semicircle, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw the stalk, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the petals. So for the stalk, all I want you to do is I want you to draw a line at the bottom. That's it. And you can make it a little dark by going over it like a couple of times. If you've made any mistakes with your semicircle, go ahead and correct it out right now. So basic, really simple, semicircle first, color that in, and then draw a stalk coming down. Perfect. I think everybody's done a good job. That was a very easy step to start with. Yeah. Okay. So now the important bit, which is going ahead and drawing the flower petals that you have to do. Now the first flower petal is going to be the main flower petal, and around which you're going to draw all the other flower petals. So it's going to be very simple. What we're going to do is we're going to start from the center of the semicircle, go up, come down and back, right? That's all we're going to do. So have a look at the shape that we draw here right now. So start from the center, up and back. Perfect. That's it. That's your main petal. So just go ahead and draw this. No problem if you have made like any mistakes right here. Go ahead and erase it out and correct it out if you need to. Perfect. Now, once you have got this main part, we're just going to add in the same shape over and over again. Just that instead of going up and then back down, we're going to end it on the main petal itself. So just see what I mean by that. So we're going to start in the bottom, and instead of going down, we've ended it on the side of the petal. So you can see here on the side of the petal, we have just ended it right there. Perfect. I think everybody's done a beautiful job. And now we're going to continue in the same manner. The next petal, bottom and end towards the side. Perfect. And on this side, bottom, end towards the side. And there you have your flower ready. So let me just replay that once again. So if you've made any mistake, you can go ahead and, learn how to do it. Okay, so start from the bottom, go up, curve and back down. Perfect. Now from side down to up and end on the main petal. Again from down, start and end at the main petal. Again, start down, end from the main petal. Perfect. I think everybody's done a beautiful job. And now to make this flower look a little bit more nicer, from that center, semicircle again, we're going to go ahead and draw a few lines coming out. Okay, so we'll just see how I'm adding that in. It's really, really simple. So you don't have to go all the way to the top. You just have to stop halfway. So 1, 2, 3. For the other one, I'm thinking 1, 2. This side, I'm thinking 2 again. And for the other one, probably just 1 should be enough. So look at how beautiful this flower is looking, right? So just go ahead and add in your lines. If you've gone all the way to the top, just erase that part out and you just want to stop right here. Yes? Yes, I think everybody's done a beautiful job. This was a very simple and easy flower, like I mentioned. All of you can go ahead and draw this at any point of time. Really nice. Any mistakes anywhere, I'm pausing right here so that you can know, you can go ahead and correct that out right now. All right, I think everybody's done a good job. So now let's move on to the next and the last flower for the day. The last and the next flower that we're going to be drawing is basically like a tulip. It's very, very simple to go ahead and draw. So let's get started with that one. So the first shape that you're going to be starting with for this one is basically drawing a simple oval. That's all you're going to be starting with. So start with a simple oval. Perfect. Any mistakes with your oval, correct it out. No problem if you've made a mistake. Perfect. Once you're done with the oval, like we did with the previous flower, we're going to start from the bottom and then end it onto our main petal. So just have a look at what I do here right now. So starting at the bottom where this petal is, going up and ending on the same petal. So wasn't it exactly like what we did with the previous one, just that we did it a little thinner. So that's what I want you to go ahead and do right now. Once you're done with this side, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Start from the bottom, go up and end it onto your main petal. Perfect. And now to go ahead and add in one other dimension to your tulip, this is going to be a little different, but what we're going to do is we're just going to do a simple curve right on top, starting from one petal to the other petal. So have a look at how I do that. So starting from one petal to the other petal, curve. That's it. How simple was that, right? So let me just replay that, the whole thing for you so that, if you're confused anywhere and you felt like you didn't get that, then I want you to go ahead and draw it again. So first thing, we're going to go ahead and draw an oval. Then, like how we did with the other petals, I want you to start at the bottom and end on the main petal. Bottom, end on the main petal. Same thing again on the other side. Bottom, end on the main petal, and then the last curve on top. Perfect. Now for the next bit, I want to go ahead and draw two lines coming down at the bottom to make it look like the stalk. So you can see two lines I have drawn down, double line, just go ahead and draw that out right now. Perfect. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and draw two leaves on the side. So you can see I've just gone ahead and done one pointy and another pointy. So now for this leaf, I feel like you can go ahead and draw any leaf that you learned with me in the last class. This was the leaf that I chose because I felt like it would look good because the stalk was nice and long. I feel that any stalk that you have, or any leaf that you learned in the last class that you really liked, you can just go ahead and add that in. If you feel like you want to do the same leaf that I have done, let me just show you that once again. So what I have done is I started from the bottom of the stalk and gone head out, up and back in. So you don't have to do a curve if you don't want to, just go pointy out and pointy in, like almost like grass. So let me just show you that once again. So start from the bottom, go up pointy and back down, start from the bottom, up pointy and back down. How simple was that? Pretty easy, right? All right, so I think you have done a beautiful job. I'm pausing here right now for 2 seconds so that if you've made any mistakes, I want you to correct it out immediately so that you don't have to worry about it when you are going ahead and doing your submissions, right? All right, so any mistakes, erase it out right now. Okay, I think everybody's gone ahead and done their corrections like they have had to, and they've done a beautiful job. Yeah. All right. So let me talk to you now for a second. All right. So kids, I think you had like a really, really fun time today drawing your flowers. In the next class, we're going to learn how to go ahead and draw, not draw actually, we're just going to directly use sketch pens and learn how to color some fun leaves, right? Because last class, we didn't actually color any leaves, and all we've done this class again is drawing, right? And I feel like, coloring is a lot of fun for kids, and you want to go ahead and color, right? Even I all the time want to go ahead and color. So that's what we're going to go ahead and learn in the next class, which is basically sketch pen work with your leaf. So first thing that I want you to do, a few reminders. One is I want you to make the submission of this class. The process will be played right again in the end. So watch that. Second thing that I want you to go ahead and do is I want you to go ahead and attend all of your classes and submit all of your work so that you get a certificate right at the end. And I'm going to pick the top 10 for every class. So you want to come, part of that top 10. So go ahead and do a nice, beautiful work, right away, right now. Watch the submission process, erase any mistakes that you have made, click a picture and upload it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go now. Bye-bye and have a look at the submission video. Bye.